Where is my USB? Here we are.
Okay.
Boom. Other camera. Yeah, Albert. Glad you could join us.
Yes. Wow.
You seem to have lost Stuart, or at least he's.
So are you using a Windows 10 build, Albert? Is that the problem?
Am I? No, nothing's changed on my laptop since last week when I was able to join fine. I don't know what's going on. Chrome probably updated underneath me.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks have been a nightmare for Windows 10. It's had no end of problems. This current build, though, it updated yesterday, and I've had no issues with Windows itself, except this USB thing. But I don't think that was Windows itself. I think that was hardware related.
Okay, should we get started?
Well, it'd be really good to have Stuart connected.
I'm here. I'm currently on the desk.
Why can't we get a webcam of you under the desk?
What? How did I join? What computer just joined?
Weird.
I don't even have Chrome running.
Oh yeah, Andy. Where are we for 0.6? 0.6!
Well, that's why we need Stuart. Stuart.
Get out from under the desk.
Never gonna happen.
That's not a metaphorical desk in this case either.
So, I mean, it looks to me like we have just a few WCS-related bug fixes left, at least in the issues, and then we have doc updates to do. I'm working on the doc updates to add the print plot directive everywhere. I'm not touching anything else in the docs for once. I'm being good. Even though I've seen very many things where like, oh, I want to change, I want to fix. But I'm controlling myself. And then we do have a PR already with some doc fix stuff. Was it by Bettany? Brittany? I forget what her name is. Bridget. But she's mostly working on, I think, fixing issues, not so much actually touching the docs and making them better. Just
Well, she's working on fixing the doc tests, right? And the doc tests are, it runs all the code in the docs. So she's making sure that all of the code examples in the docs actually execute, which will be
So I have a question for you about that, Stuart. So yeah, I saw your comment about not removing the carrots, 3 carrots, which I hate.
Well, so you know, in the other documentation, like AstroPy docs, or actually in the Python docs themselves, you can click a button to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And it also gets rid of the output. I'm trying to port that over. I'll get around to doing that at some point.
Yeah.
That may or may not happen before 0.6.
But why can't we fix it the other way around and just have it just?
Because the way doc tests work is they detect the carrots. So.
It can't be smarter and detect it like, oh, this is a code block.
Don't think so.
Because it can just detect the indents.
I think it uses the carets to determine that it's Python code and therefore should be executed, as opposed to random other code that may or may not need executing.
Okay. But the plot directive code, I don't think that can have the carets.
But that will always be executed.
Yeah. But that means we'll have code that will have some code will have carets and some code won't.
How does it render if you do inline?
Oh, it renders as code, like without the carets.
Well, then we're going to have some with and some without.
Great.
That was very matter-of-factly used, Stuart.
And I guess the other thing that I was confused about is, like sometimes we have a single line of code with no import statements or anything that says like, oh, and you can also do it like this. How is doctest going to run that line of code?
Don't know. I think either it can be configured to run it as a continuation of a previous block.
We lost him.
Presumably the end of that sentence is or not. No, I would guess.
Yeah, it seems a reasonable guess.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
Okay. Well, so we need somebody to kind of go through a lot of the, well, not one person necessarily, but we need to go through all the docs.
Right, so what exactly are you doing, Stephen? You're just putting in the plot directives, is that right?
Yeah, I'm doing the minimum possible such that I can put in the plot directive everywhere. So some places it's a little bit weird because it says like, oh, from the last sentence, if we make this one change, then it generates this other different plot. And so I make sure to like change the wording a little bit so that it's, it's a little bit more clear. But that's all I'm doing currently, yeah. In my last PR, the map plot fix PR, I did update docs significantly wherever the maps were associated. So that means the tour.rst and then map.rst and mapguide.rst. So those have been updated quite significantly since last time.
But just the plotting, you haven't changed any of the actual text, right? Description stuff.
Oh no, not in this. In the map one, I did, but
right.
In this one, I'm not. In this plot directed thing, I'm trying to be very careful not to touch anything else. So I would suggest that the way we go forward is we set one, a time limit, a deadline, and then two, we divvy it up amongst, I guess, everyone here. And if we don't have it done, then we just go forward.
I think there's nothing more important than getting the docs sorted. I think we've waited this long. There's not a lot of point in kicking it out before the docs are sorted.
But you could do a point release on the docs.
Yeah, but a lot has changed. Like, a lot has changed. We should make sure that our documentation is up to scratch before we send it out.
But I don't want this to be like another month of delay for 0.6.
It's true. It's true. Me either.
It could very easily turn into that.
The WCS axis issue is interesting in and of itself. That's going to take a little while to sort out because that's going to be an upstream patch.
That's the one that Tom has up as a full PR.
It's issue 1478.
Right, you linked to another pull request, right?
Sorry, say that again?
You linked to another pull request, right?
And AstroPy, yeah, WCS Axis pull request, yeah.
Stephen, I'm looking at the a brief tourings of SunPy under latest. Does that have? Should that have the new color bar?
What I was going to say is it does appear that Read the Docs hasn't actually put the plots in.
Yeah, because I still see SDO 171 with a limb on it, which is offensive to my eye.
Well,
so yeah, it's not like it's not the images are not being compiled. It also has the crappy scaling in it, so.
Okay, I'm trying to bring it up now.
Oh, the builds have been failing again. I thought I'd fixed you, you piece of...
Oh, hang on, no, it has a draw limb. But the colour is still off by the looks of it.
Yeah, the linear scale.
Huh? What? Huh?
Well,
Read the Docs is generating an error that it can't find power norm inside matplotlib.
So running the wrong version of matplotlib?
What version of matplotlib introduced power norm?
Well, I would have rolled matplotlib just taking it out too. It could be either way. They have no respect for API continuity.
This has matplotlib Pixie version 1.1. So what version of matplotlib introduced power norm? Because I sense we're about to bump our minimum dependency, and I didn't know about this before this point.
Documentation doesn't say.
Time to find the matplotlib docs. I just want to find previous versions of the documentation for matplotlib.
1.4.
Hang on, power norm was introduced in 1.4? Yeah, that's too new.
Yep.
What are we using power norm for? Are we still using power norm for something?
Maybe.
We're going to have to work around that. I mean, I can bump it for...
Where are we using power norm? Why are we using power norm?
We're using power norm inside stereo.py. Map source is stereo.py.
Yeah, stereo as well. Stereo and Yoko.
I mean, I can fix it on the docs, but we should... Are we really going to mandate the most recent version of matplotlib?
Well,
because that's going to break things for people.
If power norm is just for matplotlib uses, which presumably it is, we could just replace it with AstroPy's equivalent and not bump the matplotlib requirement.
Yeah.
I'm going to bump the matplotlib requirement on read the docs anyway.
Doesn't seem like a bad idea, but yeah, we could take away dependency on the colors, matplotlib's colors.
You could do that right now. It's like, no, literally, that will take you like.
Commit directly to master. Everybody duck.
It's for bumping the version.
The requirements? Oh, it's under docs.
It's for map.lib. It happened. I did a bit of read the docs fixing a couple of weeks ago. I had to put in some hacks in the setup.py file specifically for read the docs because we didn't have write permissions on whatever was set as the home directory, so the config file was no longer writable, which meant import SunPy was failing, which means all the documentation builds were failing. So there's now like a hack inside both conf.py and setup.py that moves the home directory on read the docs. It was horrific. There must be a better way to fix it, but you know, it was working. So.
I mean, the other thing I'm concerned about, I mean, going about messing with the docs is sort of like opening a can of worms. I found a few bugs while going through the docs, and I imagine that we will find more of those, which will then turn, which is not to say that this shouldn't be done, but it will turn that particular thing into a much larger piece of work.
Well, we already knew this. We said this already, didn't we? That the docs need a renovating.
No.
Are you talking about bugs in SunPy or bugs in the docs?
Bugs in SunPy.
Well, that's fine.
Well,
bugs in SunPy should be fixed.
Turn into a huge. Yes, bugs should be fixed. I agree. But this will turn into a much larger task than just going around and editing docs.
So what did you find?
I found, well, for example, that EIT WCS axes thing. I did find that one. I was about to put in an issue, but then it. I guess you did. Somebody else did.
We were talking about it on IRC, weren't we?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
And none of these are bad things apart from delaying 0.6, right?
Which was supposed to be out, what, half a year ago?
At least.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess my preference would be that we do as much in the docs as we can, given a limit in time. So we say, okay, in 2 weeks, or what, in 1 week, whatever, we do as much as we can, and then we push everything, all those bug fixes and doc fixes to a point release later on, if we can't finish.
Releasing something that isn't finished makes me very, very nervous. Not good. Yes,
I agree, but not releasing ever is also bad.
That is true.
Like, it's never going to be finished. We're
sure.
never. This is.
We should at least any known bugs should be fixed before release. If we find a bug, I'm not releasing until it's fixed. That's just stupid.
Well, I would say it depends on the type of bug.
Yes.
I'm sure. All right. I don't mean like something absurd, like rewrite the entirety of the map class because something's gone slightly wonky. I mean like functionality that currently exists that is not working as documented.
Yeah, I mean, I think that does. I mean, I agree with you to some level, though it does go counter to what we had discussed previously, was just that we were going to have faster release cycles. So that means that does essentially assume having slightly buggy releases that we continuously fix, as opposed to having massive
I mean, like,
releases, which is what we're doing now.
my point is that we should. We've done a massive amount of changes inside SunPy for this release.
Yeah, but those changes have been docked.
Right. That's fine. As long as those changes have been docked and we've fixed all the bugs that we know about in the code, that's fine.
Okay.
But if we find bugs, we should fix them. The other thing is we should go. I mean, I know we've docked a lot of the changes, but I still think there still needs to be more eyes on the documentation to make sure we haven't missed anything.
Yeah.
I think
I'm very worried that if we don't set a deadline for ourselves, I mean, this is going to go on forever.
It's true. It's already gone on forever.
Yes, and it's gone on forever because we had certain things we wanted to put in here. So I don't blame us on that. But now we're talking about bugs and like docs, and those two things can always be better. We will never be 100%.
Oh, sure. Yes,
No. But like, so, like you found a WCS bug, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the documentation that you were trying to write, so I mean, you're claiming SunPy can do this, and you find out that it doesn't. So there's either two things, right? Either remove it from the docs, or you fix the bug.
Yeah. But that's not any different than what we have right now. I'm sure right now, if you go back and try to test some of the less used code, like maybe the database stuff, I'm sure you will run into bugs like right away. Like right now, we have that in our docs.
Well, I think this is one of the reasons why I'd like to get the doc test PR merged, because at least then a large amount of the example code in the documentation is being executed.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything blocking. I was about to bring this up. I was going to say I don't think there's anything blocking the run of. I don't think there's anything blocking this doc test PR. Has anyone got any reasons not to merge this doc test PR? All the tests pass, including substantially more tests than were being run on previous PRs, because now all the doc tests are running, although they're not all passing because of some weird database madness. But apart from the database stuff.
Is that 1454?
Yes.
Well, I think it's a good thing to be able to test the docs and the code in the docs, right?
Oh, yeah. It's not completely clear how well that's going to work, but it should be doing it as much as it can.
Well, so, it works in the all but what two of the examples are running okay. Oh wait, no, that's failing because it's trying to save out a matplotlib animation, and that's failing because the printing order of databases are not deterministic apparently. So we've got two fails in map where it's trying to save out an animation to a file, and FFmpeg isn't installed on Travis, and we've got 10 fails in database where the ordering of the database results is wrong. Or not wrong, just different.
So that's more skipping then?
Yeah, I think, in fact, actually, I just think all of those could just do with being skipped. But I don't see any reason why we can't merge this PR, because currently Travis is set the dot skip as the dot test to allow fail. So we can keep an eye on it a bit, and we can fix it more as we go along. I just think those changes to the documentation, including because that PR contains a lot of fixes to the examples in the documentation. So therefore, it's there. We should merge it. We weren't running doc tests at all before, so now that 12 of them are failing is an improvement, not suddenly a problem.
I mean, I don't work to adequately review this, but I'm happy to merge it based on the integration of patterns.
I mean, I haven't gone through it line by line, but
it looks pretty. I mean, I'm scrolling through it now. It looks pretty.
There's a lot of just space changes and things like that. And
yeah, so I think as part of the PR, like her editor has removed a lot of white space, so
yeah.
you can filter out white space in the diff if you don't want to look at it.
Yeah, I've already done that. I mean, it looks okay from a cursory glance through the whole thing.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to merge that and then continue fixing doc tests at a later date. It's fine by me.
Okay, I'll give it my +1. Okay, so then what's the plan moving forward then? We're fixing docs and releasing 0.6.
Wait, hang on. So, Stuart, is your plus... Okay, never mind. I merged.
Read the docs is still failing.
Yeah, I see that, and I don't even understand the errors.
Name's SunPy doc data. Oh boy.
I also can't find astrophy.units too. I'm not sure.
What?
Okay. It sounds like we should make an earnest attempt to fix the docs, but we need to have some well-defined cutoffs where we say things just aren't going to get fixed before we release 0.6, and we defer it until a later release to 0.6.
So what's the so if we turn up a bug, we just make a note of it and then discuss it at the next PR, meeting?
We put the bugs in the issues, just like we always do, and then we prioritize which ones are showstoppers for 0.6 and we can defer. But we've held up on 0.6 so long that it's starting to become a little bit
ridiculous.
kind of vaporware-esque, and I'd like to get it out so we can tell people to use it.
I agree. We need to get it out. We need to get people using it. But I think the documentation that we've got is pretty solid. I think
it's close enough. People should do this kind of pass through the docs and make sure that we aren't saying something that's ridiculously out of date. But aside from that, and whatever issues crop up, again, we can prioritize the bugs. Fix anything that we need to fix, and we'll defer anything that's going to take more than a couple, hours.
And so should we limit any bug fixes to those which arise from running the code in the docs, and that's it? Anything else?
Anything that is actually, honest to God, a bug should be fixed.
That's a strict statement. We have bugs. We're gonna have bugs on every single release.
Yeah.
But we didn't find them before we released.
I don't know if that's true. we have what, several hundred issues right now, and I forgot to not all of them are bugs.
Right, but like, if we find a bug, it should be fixed if it can be. Like, come on.
Right. I mean, if it reasonably can be, that's fine. I'm not saying like this power.
It's okay. It's okay.
How's it going, guys?
Is that a Panasonic Toughbook?
It is not. We're gonna put it on a table. Okay, let's. think we should have a target that we need to have people do a doc pass within the next week. If people can do it within the next week, or do we want to do 2 weeks?
I think a week is reasonable.
Well, the other thing that we need to wait for is we need to wait for that WCS axis fix.
Right, but that's not going to change the documentation side, right? So people, aside from you, Stuart, should go ahead, do a pass-through documentation, including me, do a pass-through documentation. Let's make sure that there aren't something obvious that's wrong. Steve's working on doing this plot directive stuff. But I just want to make sure the text in there reasonably represents what's in 0.6. And yeah, any bugs we find, throw into the issue tracker.
Okay, shall we go off and split it up?
If there's a smart way to split it up, sure.
We just go through the files.
Why is this failing? What the hell is happening here?
Let's see. These are all the guides. Okay.
Oh. By the way, I don't know if anyone noticed, but on Read the Docs you can define projects as sub-projects. So the Solar B extrapolation affiliated package is now under the docs.sunpy.org domain because I created it as a sub-project on Read the Docs.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try and build this again. I'm going to do something. I would love to have the time in my life to remove Read the Docs from our build chain. The time and the hardware. It's just so damn finicky.
You say that you mean just build it locally on the machine?
Build it on our own web server somewhere. Well, what? No!
Okay, who wants to do CodeRef? CodeRef has a lot of files, but most of them are automatically generated, so shouldn't have to do very much. Actually, the only thing you really have to look at...
A lot of the automatically generated stuff in CodeRef is in doc strings in the Python code, so it still needs sorting out. It's just that it's not in RST files.
Yes. Okay, so who wants to do CodeRef? Don't all jump up at once.
I'm out. I am out.
What?
I'm not doing anything. Someone else can do it.
You've got your WCS stuff.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you, Jack.
Milestone 0.6. Assignee waffles.
Yum.
Okay, so that's CodeRef. Now we have guides. We have the data type stuff, tour and plotting, installation, acquiring data. Yep. Customization index, blah, blah, blah.
We now have 2 issues for the same thing.
You're talking about PowerNorm?
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's fine.
They're slightly different issues.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, who wants to read over installation? They should be fairly up to date, so it should be fairly easy.
I do
It doesn't mean that you won't have to do some other stuff. Okay. Okay. Acquiring data. I'll do acquiring data.
Oh, what the holy hell!
Okay, then we have data types. And let's just put in everything else. Data types and all miscellaneous other things. So that would be... No, that's... It sounds like a lot of stuff, but it's actually not that much. So there's customization, there's ROI, there's time, troubleshooting. Maps has already been done. Then there's just spectra and light curve. Core has been done, and so has... Well, plotting has mostly been done. So who wants to do that one? Andy? Alex?
Hello.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
You said my name, that's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woke up. We're looking for people to look through docs.
Well, why don't you
Fix
just
them.
add it?
Okay.
I'm happy to look through some, but noting that I'm not exactly a veteran SunPy user, I'm
Might be a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Well, Alex, why don't you do data types then?
sounds reasonable.
Data types should be hopefully extremely self-explanatory for a non-expert. So that should actually... So this is, when I say data types, it's everything in the data types and data underscore types directory. Does that make sense?
So when you say direct, are you meaning so if I can access it on the web server, presumably, or
It's doc data types.
let's take data typed in SunPy. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, so latest guide data types, and then obviously the index. Yeah, I can go through that.
Great.
Might actually be handy to get an idea of some of the other functions that I haven't used, some of the other types.
Yes.
That's the spirit.
Okay, I can't assign it to you right now because you're not, or can I? What is your handle again?
So I'm using my Google, I assume, which is Alex Hamilton Brentwood, something like that.
You're not currently on the group, the whatchamacallit group, on this main SunPy repo.
Yeah.
Oh, GitHub. Oh, okay. Then in which case I'm Alex Ian Hamilton, or was it underscore? But if I'm not, then let's get me onto that, I guess, while we're here.
I think yours is dash. Yeah, Alex Ian Hamilton.
I think it doesn't allow underscores because it's blimmin' GitHub and it hates me.
Okay, Teams.
I just added you, I think. Alex, I just added you, I think. Did you get
Just 1 second. You have unread. No, unless it will only send it to my email and won't show me on the page.
I have no idea where this shows up.
Ah, here we are. Yep, now I've been invited on my email. But Click to join, follow this link.
I don't see it.
There we are, done.
Okay, you're on. You should be on now.
Cool.
You might need to refresh or something.
Okay. And so what is left? For time, RI. I have just a few things. Andy, is it okay if we give you a few other things? You haven't gotten anything yet, right?
Not that I'm aware of. Sure, go for it.
Okay, so. You took, Albert, you took customization, right? Troubleshooting? What about, where's the dev stuff? Yeah. Oh, SSW.
I don't know that our cheat sheet is missing a translation of the exponential. What? What is this?
It won't build matplotlib.
That's Andy's problem.
Did you get this on Andy?
Yeah. Okay, so what is the time? I'm going to.
Please fix that power norm bug as soon as you can, because I can't make read the docs build matplotlib 1.4.
Yeah, so I was afraid that's what I was trying to say.
Who is it? Who's going to do it?
Fix the power norm bug.
What? What'd you say, Stuart?
The power norm bug needs fixing because I can't make read the docs build matplotlib 1.4.
What the hell do I have on my schedule today?
Should be fairly quick. Should be like.
I'm running in negative time.
10 minutes. 15 minutes.
No, I can't do that.
Oh. Have to be today.
Fine, I'll do it. Sign it to me. I'll do it.
Okay, and what should be the time? Deadline. Should I remove my version of it?
Oh no, it's different.
Okay. Okay, deadline. 1 week. Next meeting.
Yes, 1 week. Let's get this. Let's get some motion here.
Okay, I'm changing the milestone for 0.6. So the release. So how long will it take you, Stuart, to wrap it up and do the actual release? Like a week?
Yeah, it depends how that plays out when we're ready to go.
Well, if we.
Well, we're basically, it's looking like we're going to be, the actual 0.6 release is looking like it's going to be dependent on a WCSX's 0.5 release as well. So.
They what?
Well, because that EIT bug is not a SunPy bug, it's a WCS axis bug.
Or a dependency that's optional.
Sure, but on by default.
We know that WCS axis will catch up, right? I don't see why we should hold off our release based on that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if someone has it installed, then
And
the time .AIT, it's going to break by default.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I would then say that WCS axis should not be on by default.
Well, when we get to this point, I will either work around this bug or I will bully Tom into releasing WCS axis 0.5. One of the two.
Well, then that's not a problem.
We'll cross this bridge when we come to it.
Do you know if WCS 0.5 is close WCS axes?
Well, no, to be fair, it doesn't necessarily have to be 0.5. It could just be 0.4.1 or something. We just need that bug fix released.
So we're supposed to release 0.7. So as we're currently...
Don't look.
Come on, man. What?
We'll have 3 days between 0.6 to put together 0.7. We're a whole release behind.
Steve, I don't know if you know how calendars work, Stephen. So.
Isn't this how businesses normally work?
Yes.
Okay, so the deadline for release for 0.6?
Oh, what is going on?
July 27th.
Will you read the docs?
Everyone agreed? July 27th. We're
Sure.
doing freeze next week. Freeze of the code next week.
We already have frozen it.
No, a complete freeze, a deep freeze. No
Means
change.
nothing.
Then we
We're
will
already
be
not
to
merging
release
features.
freeze. Is everybody buying in for this?
Sure.
Yes? I would like to hear from both the lead developer and the deputy lead developer.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Release the 27th. Freezing completely next week, next meeting. No more touches, no more.
Well,
Then it's up to
I would
Stuart.
say that would be the target. I mean, we can't say what bugs will come across and what are super high quality bugs, but we can have that as a target, sure.
Okay.
Something might come up that's just critical. Critical is critical.
Yes. But let's be very candid about what is critical and what is not critical.
I agree. We have to be restrained just calling something critical. But there could be something critical that will take some real man to solve.
Sure.
But barring that possibility, yeah.
Okay. Stuart? You're on board?
Yeah, whatever.
That's the spirit. Whatever.
So there are 10 open issues for 0.6. They're all going to get closed in the next week.
That's right.
It's the kind of shit we're running here now, Jack. Get on board or get off.
Oh my goodness.
Ah!
Stuart's skin tone is now exactly the same as the wall behind him.
Can we have everything assigned? So we have the power norm one. You've already taken the other one.
They haven't released AstroPy 1.1 yet, have they? That might be why that doesn't work. Oh, I'm losing my mind.
What was that one?
I'm just assigning to you since it's the same printer. Very simple. Yeah.
Personal note to myself: buy Stuart a padded desk.
Testing plotting functionality with WCS Axis 0.4. So who's doing the WCS fixes?
That's me. Give me all the WCS axis stuff. I just really need something else to do.
And remember, just make it optional.
It is already optional. It's just broken if you opt in.
The best kind of optional.
It's fine if you only want to plot images, you know, that actually obey the fit standard document. And I'm only going to chastise EIT for not obeying it a little bit because it was actually, you know, created before the fit standard document. But someone throw a rock at Alex Young next time he sees me. He promised he was going to reprocess all the EIT data and archive it somewhere for me, like a good nearly a year ago at this point. I'm going to have to email him again.
Yeah, I somehow doubt that's going to happen.
Yeah, me either. It's not the point.
Okay.
Okay, it installed. We have AstroPy. So what is your beef this time, you stupid machine? Oh, it's still building. Oh.
So, for example, so we're not going to fix broken time range parsing and back projection.
No, nobody uses that.
Low priority.
Very low priority.
Unsupported right now.
Yes. It even says in the docs. Unsupported.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Is someone going to fix that power norm bug?
Yeah, it's on me. You all.
Good. Fix it faster.
Screw you. Yeah. Later this afternoon if I can explain it.
What does need? What is it? Where did you say it was? In stereo and in?
So, Yoko and...
From matplotlib colors import power norm in there. What have you done with the other where you've used AstroPy elsewhere? Is norm always the matplotlib norm, or is norm sometimes the AstroPy norm?
No, it's always matplotlib norm.
So you build the AstroPy stretch and then convert to matplotlib norm for you.
No.
No, I just passed the AstroPy in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what I meant. That's we were agreeing with each other while saying no. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Albert, I'll fix it because I want to fix the documentation because it's bugging me.
3. You are now assigned.
Great.
Ugh. Now Firefox has crashed.
By the way, it's also in one of the guides.
As an example.
What?
It's being used in one of the examples in the guides.
Does it need to be?
No, it does not need to be.
Well, put it in the issue.
It's in maps.rst.
Okay, I need to grab something to eat before the next game.
Okay, I think
So, everyone, we have 1 week. Let's get this get some closure on this point release or this release.
life.
Anything else?
I thought Stuart wanted to talk.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
What's
we
up?
can go offline for a sec. That'd be good.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Is this like actual board business?
No,
Okay.
it's mainly that I don't want